Jamie's like an incredibly needy, emotional guy, and I was like expecting him to be like, I need you, and like he was just like, bing, the red light comes on, and all I'm thinking of is don't swear, and then I can't even think what to say. I mean, the worst has been out there, so it can't go much worse than talking about my bowels, I don't think. Ravenous over me. Like, just give me a sausage at all times of the day.
Clipping that up. Hi, I'm Lydia Ben, Cosmopolitan UK senior entertainment and lifestyle writer, and we are here with Sophie Habboo and getting all up close.
Sorry, I'm just currently trying to button up my top that keeps popping undone.
You know that when Rachel Green has that moment when she's like properly pregnant and like her top's popping out, and Ross is like, do you not think you need to dress appropriately?
You know what? It's a hard thing, because I actually, before being pregnant, I was like, I'm gonna have a bare bump. I'm gonna have it all out, and something happens when you then just do feel a bit self-conscious. For someone who, I'm quite like a naked person. Like, I'm not. I don't cover up, but I'm quite like, oh, but the tops do pop open, and it's great.
Do you feel like protective of it, or is it just like a modesty? Like, what is it?
I think it's like a modesty thing. I don't know. It feels like, I don't know. It's getting used to it. Yeah. It's just like everyone's got something to say as well. You get a lot of looks from like certain people as well. I don't know.
You already had that. Oh my god.
Well, no, but sometimes you're just walking around with a t-shirt, and like by the time I've walked home from work, so I walk home from work, my top's just riding right up, and I'm just like, I'm leaving it, because otherwise I'm just going like this the whole time, and you do get a few stares, so I do tend to now try and get like tops that fit me better.
Sorry, what? Like, in this day and age, if people are seriously being like, oh.
Well, they might just be looking, thinking, I mean, look at her, Erica bum. But, you know, either way, I just don't want the eyes.
Yeah, no, fair enough. We're going to play a little this or that to get us going.
Okay.
So, iced or hot coffee?
Iced, always.
Mm-hmm. With like sugar syrups?
No. If I could really go my own way, I would have oat milk.
Yep.
But obviously the world and social media tells me it's so bad for me. And so I would probably just have a black iced coffee. I am more of a matcha girl though.
Oh, I can't do matcha.
Can you not?
It's too, like, earthy and
grassy
and like,
I know what you mean. You get you literally are like, after, okay. So the key is, you have to, this sounds
ASMR.
I should have bought you a matcha. Look,
no, please don't.
You get a really weak one, and you've got to start up and ice. You have to have so much ice, and the worst thing is that if they don't whisk it and you get any of those clumps, it's game over.
Like the sedimenty.
That's a really bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah. Do you get it with like, because Blank Street do them with like the strawberry and the blueberry? Is that
bliss?
Is that bliss?
Yeah, that is where it's at. But I mean, like, just on a day-to-day, I'll just get a coconut milk iced matcha.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's really, since I've become pregnant, that's really what I've like swapped coffee in for that.
Oh. Do you have to like change up what? Because there's like really like loads of weird rules on there that you can't have like too much caffeine and all.
Yeah, just one coffee. I mean, some people don't have any, but I have one coffee a day.
Yeah,
which I've been told is fine.
Yeah, I think.
Don't come from.
But this is I can't imagine. It must be really hard to like, obviously living on the internet, not literally, but like, do you feel like now you're second guessing every single decision you make because people are going to come for you because you're pregnant?
Well, I'm just myself second guessing everything for like, because you become so nervous, and then I'm ChatGPTing everything. Like, can I eat a punnet of blueberries? Can I eat everything? I mean, obviously you can, but like, sometimes it's like, I would just check this with your doctor, and I'm like, what, for an orange juice? But no, it's quite stressful.
I can imagine.
It's stressful. I'm trying to stay off Google.
Yeah, that's what they say for everything though, isn't it? But like, you can't call up your doctor anyway. This is really not quick, this or that. Summer or winter?
Summer, always.
Have you got any holidays planned?
So I've got my best friend's wedding this weekend, and then I've got my other best friend's wedding in Greece at the end of summer, and then we are visiting friends in France. So not really any holidays, but they are holidays. They're abroad weddings, and they're amazing and so fun and just so excited. And I'm bridesmaid for both of them. I know. Really exciting.
You obviously did it in a abroad wedding, but you also did the city wedding.
Yeah.
Like, is it hell planning an abroad wedding?
It's a lot. Look, it's hard because my sister also did an abroad wedding literally 2 months after me. And she, if you asked her, she would be like, it was the best thing ever. I'm so sad it's over. I wish I could plan it again. And so would my other friend. Whereas it's just like personality traits.
Yeah.
I am not a very organised person. So doing that was too much for me. And also, I don't love having, sounds weird because I do a podcast that's like all about my life, but I don't love having all the attention on me. So like, I don't love throwing a party. So for having that sort of wedding where like all these people and I just wanted them to have a good time, I found it was incredible, but it was stressful.
Yeah. Although I feel like a podcast versus a wedding is a very different thing.
Well, there you go. It is. Thank you very much.
Reality TV or documentaries?
Reality TV.
Are you watching Love Island?
No, I'm not. I know that sounds so bad, but I'm not. I can't get into it this season.
Really?
I'm more of the All Stars.
Yeah.
And I should get into it, but the thing that I'm doing is I'm rewatching Desperate Housewives again.
Oh, okay.
For like the 5th time, and I'm so like stuck in it. I'm on series 5. I'm deep in there, and like I can't give up that 1 hour of my day to watch that, to tune into Love Island.
It's really good this year.
Okay, maybe I can
drama.
catch up.
You need to catch up now because otherwise it starts like.
Well, that's the thing.
We were just saying Meg's already like an hour behind, and like but the drama is good this year.
Okay, really? I've had this like an American girl they bring the drama. Okay, maybe I can dedicate like a whole day and just like a Saturday and just binge watch it, because that's the thing. If you miss a day, you're out of all the conversations. You've got nothing to talk to anyone about all summer.
Yeah. And but also like it's summer, so you don't want to like stay in on a but like also it's really good. Jellycat or Labubus?
Jellycat. I'm not Labubu girl.
No.
Can't get on board.
No. Are you
What's your thoughts?
I'm a Jellycat girl. I don't know how you like even get a Labubu.
Well, apparently you've got to queue for like an hour.
Yeah, not to queue.
And also, I don't really want my lovely handbag ruined with a toy on the side of it. I'm not for it, but each to their own.
No, yeah. Do you have Jellycats?
I do have a few Jellycats, and I buy them for like all my friends who've had babies, and they're very sweet. I love a Jellycat. I miss the Beanie Baby days though.
Yeah.
They were great.
They were great. What was your Beanie Baby?
I had all of them.
All of them?
I know. I had like this. I'm so spoiled.
I had every single.
My granddad, who lived in Spain, so I didn't get to see him very much. He set up like a subscription for me and my sister, so we would get them we would literally get all of them.
Stop it.
I know. Amazing. And then my mum, we moved house, and I was like, Mum, where are the Beanie Babies? She's like, probably gave them to charity. I was like, that was a collectionable situation.
So we did a piece on Cosmo the other day about how much those what are they called, the
Beanie Babies.
Beanie Babies are worth. Some of them are worth so much money.
I know. It's like the Pokemon cards.
I never. I'm like, what are you talking about? If we got our Polly Pockets back, then maybe are they worth money?
Oh my god, I love them. And what about
Sylvanian families?
They were the best.
They're like massive on TikTok though, Sylvanian families.
There's a shop in Notting Hill that sells them. I always walk past and I'm like, shall I?
Oh my god, but you've got all this to like.
I know.
You can do it. Oh, yeah, it's for the baby. It's for the baby.
Exactly. Just like catch me playing and talking to my Sylvanian family.
Night in or night out?
Night in. I'm so boring these days. Ask me that 2 years ago, it would have been night out.
Yeah.
But night in now.
What would have been your go-to night out then?
Dinner with my friends. So like meet at a nice bar or pub, dinner with my friends, and then go to some form of bar where you could dance afterwards. There's not really many clubs now.
Yeah.
In London, I would say.
No. New York or London?
London. Although I love New York, but London.
Pilates or running?
Pilates.
One of the beauty team asked us to tell you this because apparently it's been a big topic on the podcast. Natural or normal deodorant?
Oh, that's so hard. Okay, natural for the non-toxins, but normal if you want to smell nice in this heat. I've got normal on today. I'm sorry, cuff me.
Congratulations on your pregnancy.
Thank you so much.
You guys did a very cute announcement. Did you have like a big discussion about how you were going to do it?
We actually weren't going to do an announcement. Yeah. Like, I was just like very much like, I actually posted a photo with like it wasn't a bump, but I just went on holiday. It was a week before the announcement. I was like, I like the photo, I'm going to post it. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't really thought out as an announcement, but then we had this home video anyway, and we were like, it's really cute. So then everyone was speculating anyway, and we were like, it's nice to, rather than commenting under everyone, like, yes, your speculations are right, to put that video out. And like the reactions were so sweet from everybody.
Are you looking at all that speculation then? Or are you like, oh, I just want to tell everyone? Or are you like, I don't see it?
I did see it, just because there was so many people commenting under, and I just thought it was really sweet. Like, I wasn't offended or anything at all. Like, so many people are like, don't speculate. Like, I also really understand that, but also I can so understand, I was pregnant, so I understand why people speculated. But yeah, I did see that, which is funny because I don't normally actually check my comments, so I must have been like aware that maybe people were going to catch on.
It was getting into you like fire, like subconsciously. Was it difficult to keep it a secret?
Yeah, it was. I actually popped quite. I don't know if you called it pop. That's so iconic. I'm cringing on myself. But I felt like I was showing early on, and I normally wear quite. Don't know. It was hot, and I was just sort of wearing hoodies every day, like so warm. So it was really nice to sort of have it out in the open. Also, keeping in a secret or whatever is like. Just not that fun.
Yeah, I can imagine. You just want to like tell everyone.
You want to tell everyone, yeah.
Have you had any weird pregnancy cravings?
Apple cider vinegar.
Ooh.
So I mean, I eat meat anyway, and I know that's probably not the weirdest craving, but like ravenous over meat. Like, give me a sausage at all times of the day.
Clipping that up. That's interesting. Yeah, I can imagine
really
that.
Weird. Like char grilled, like not like a nice steak, like a barbecue meat.
Like incinerate it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like a burger and a sausage, basically, is all I want to eat.
I mean, it was the perfect weather for it.
Right?
Yeah,
I know.
Perfect timing. Do you have any baby names in mind?
We've got a few, but we're just keeping them to ourselves.
I thought that might be the answer. You've just wrapped up on Radio 1.
Yes.
How was that?
I loved it. I had like the best time. I was so grateful for the opportunity. I didn't, the thing is, Jamie, my husband who does Radio 1, is I've said this before, he's like a very optimistic guy who runs away with ideas. And, Vic obviously was going on maternity leave, and I think someone in the team said to him, would Sophie be interested in it? And he sort of comes home and he was like, I think you're going to get Radio 1 or get asked to do Radio 1. And like no part of me thought that was going to be the case. I was like, okay. And then 2 weeks later I got asked, and I was like, oh my gosh, you were being serious once. But it was amazing and so fun and scary and exciting all at the same time.
When he comes home with that idea, what was your, like, apart from like, it's not going to happen, were you like, oh my God, I can't wait, I would love to do that? Or were you a bit more like, I'm not sure?
I was so excited because I did journalism at university. So that's what I studied in Newcastle. So I've always been interested in radio and journalism, and I love, obviously, the podcast, but I've never done sort of live stuff. And so I was like gagging at the idea to do it, but I just was very much like, okay, don't get too excited, because he does tend to have these illusions, and sometimes they don't often come true, but on this occasion it did.
And were you like worried about like swearing live or anything, or like
Terrified. I have not the best if you listen to my podcast, I swear quite a lot. It's not ideal. My dad's very upset about it. But the thing is, you walk into the radio, and I had sort of an hour of sort of training to sort of help me do the mixing. I don't know what it's called.
The button things.
What's it called? Anyway, the decks. And then I came in on the day to start, and we literally had like half an hour until we went live. And the sort of the big bosses come in, briefing, like, the only thing you really need to be careful about is not swearing. So of course, the red light comes on, and all I'm thinking of is, don't swear, don't swear, don't swear, don't swear. And then I can't even think what to say because I'm so consumed with the fact that I don't want to swear. But it got easier as the days went on.
And did you have any moments where you're like, I don't know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did. I did have moments. The thing is I really love music.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I'm like the most up to date on music, but I love music. Like, I like old music, I like new music, I like country music, I like all sorts of music. So for me, I really enjoyed that concept, because you are just listening to the music as well, and seeing like, Jack Saunders is so incredible. He's on the radio after Jamie's show, and he would come in afterwards and just so knowledgeable about it all. And obviously I work with Jamie, but it was different to working with him on the podcast. It was like a whole different environment for us. And then just talking to all these, I mean, so many people listening was like kind of wild.
I was gonna say, is that a bit like weird to wrap your head around that?
It was really weird. And then we have my teacher on it, which is crazy, who I've not spoken to since I was 18.
Oh my God.
And which made me realise, like, you never lose the whole, like, being scared of a teacher.
Yeah.
Because as lovely as she was, I still felt like I was like a 15-year-old girl the minute she came on the call. I was like, hello, Mrs. Baby.
Yeah, you know, like, you have to be like the miss, you have to be like, yeah, I'm just well-behaved girl.
Yeah, it's so lovely to speak to you. But, like, the fact that she's listened to it, like, it was just nuts. It was such a fun experience.
What are you listening to then right now?
What, music?
Yeah, music. What are you personally listening
Radio 1. No, I'm actually, I've actually got, I'm really, really bizarre with my music. I will get stuck into an album.
to? Yeah. Oh, an album. Nice.
I'm actually embarrassed to say this. Okay, right. I do not know why, but since I've been pregnant, I cannot stop listening to the Eagles on repeat. Have you ever?
See, my music knowledge is like Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, I know, this is like so random.
No, but I thought this looks cool, and I'm just like,
No, it's not cool. I promise you, it's anything but cool. But I'm like listening to David Bowie and the Eagles on repeat.
No, David Bowie. Yeah, no, I think that's cool.
Well, the thing is, I grew up on that. My mum is very into music.
Yeah.
And so that's the music I grew up on. And I don't know whether it's something to do with, like, I don't know. I just like, that's what I would drive to school listening to. And I recently got reintroduced to it. And now I'm like, that's all I listen to on repeat.
That's such a weird, like, is that a pregnancy craving?
It's my pregnancy craving is the Eagles and David Bowie.
Yeah. Can we take it back to the OG Made in Chelsea days? Mm-hmm. How old were you when you went on there originally?
I think I was 23.
Okay.
Yeah. I think. I was either 22 or 24 or 23. I think I was 23.
Yeah.
I think I just turned 23. Yeah.
And why did you go on the show?
So I had been travelling around Central and South America. And then I came back to London, moved in with my dad who lived in London. And I was doing loads of internships, like really random internships. I was working at Winterflood. It's like a broker's place. I worked at Annabelle's in Mayfair, and like the whole Richard Caring group. I worked as like a PA for a guy there. And whilst I was doing that, they were interviewing people I knew, and then they interviewed me. And I, at that point, got given a permanent role at Annabelle's. It was sort of like to run or like help. Anyway, boring.
No,
but I had the choice. They'd offered me to start filming on like Monday. It was literally Sunday, and they were like, "We want you to start filming tomorrow, or you can do." And in my head, I was like, "Well, I should just give it a go."
Yeah.
So off I went, and I just went filming the next day. Didn't really give it much thought. Didn't tell my parents.
What do they think when they first?
My dad didn't speak to me about it. So my sister would talk to me about it in front of him, like, "Oh my God, what did you film back today?" And my dad would just be like, and same with my mum. And then later on, I mean, maybe I was only on it for 3 years, which is weird.
You were a main character.
Well, I got cheated on, or I cried, or I broke up with. Did I get cheated on?
I feel like everyone but like, when you went on that, like, you're like, oh yeah, I'll just go film on Monday. Could you envision that this is where like your life would have taken you from that show?
No, no, not at all. Like, no, it's like wild. Like, firstly, I married Jamie, who I met on that show, which is crazy in itself. We were really good friends for like 2 years before we sort of got together. So like even that concept, then getting married now, is wild in itself. And yeah, just like all the opportunities and experience in doing Radio 1, it's like crazy. I didn't think that would happen from just turning up on a little Made in Chelsea episode.
Do you guys ever watch it back?
I've seen clips. I struggle to watch back.
Can imagine.
There's a lot of tears from my side, and I'm like, oh my God, pull yourself together.
Will you show it to your child?
I'm sure they will see it at some point. Like, I'm sure. I don't think I'll sit them down and be like, here, have a look at your mum doing the most embarrassing thing ever, and your dad behaving like a fool.
For OG Jamie Tays, bless him.
I know, bless him. But you know what's really cute is our like first you know, getting together is documented. And that's sweet.
That is sweet.
If you look at it that way, it's really
it is sweet. Like, you have a literal record of your, like, start of your relationship. Like, that is lovely.
Yeah, it is cool.
What was your plan if you didn't go on that show and you carried on at Annabelle's?
I don't know, because even Annabelle's was never in my plan. That was sort of just like literally to get money. I just, you know, I was living in London. I didn't have I needed to earn money. Yeah, I didn't have sort of an allowance. And so, like, to afford living in London, obviously, like everyone does, I had to get a job. So I just got sort of the job, an internship. And then I didn't really have a career plan. But I guess obviously I did media and journalism at uni. So I didn't steer too far away.
It kind of come back around. That's so you obviously got the 2 podcasts at the moment. Do you have any plans for doing any more? What are your aims and, like, dreams for them?
I don't have any plans for doing more, because it's a lot of time and energy into those, and I love them so much, and we've nurtured them and grown them, and like I just want to focus all my efforts into those. However, I'm obviously a director, and both Jamie and I own Jampod, the company. And we are growing lots of different podcasts on that, and we've got loads of really exciting ones that like are due to launch this year, by the end of the year, which we've been working on for ages. So I guess like my attention will also be divided in making them amazing and getting the visuals for those amazing and coming up with creative ideas with the team with those, because we've got an unbelievable team at Jampod.
Can you tell us tease us any of the ones that are coming?
There's a very funny one coming with a very funny lady.
Oh, a funny lady. Oh, okay. I'm trying to like work.
It will be coming out. It's not too long, but it's really amazing.
Oh, that's so exciting.
It's great.
Oh my God. Where do you find inspiration for the podcast for you, Melissa? And does it like, do you guys ever feel like you've got to be like, okay, let's not talk today, we've got to save it for the podcast?
So Melissa and I's Wednesdays started as Wednesdays We Drink Wine, and it started because Melissa and I we would have a glass of wine and we would natter, and like we would just talk all day. And it originally started around our kitchen table with 2 Yeti mics from Amazon. We would literally just record it, and we would literally talk for 5 hours. The poor editor, who was a freelance editor, had a real nightmare cutting that down. And then it developed and it grew this enormous audience, which is just like, they're so loyal and incredible, and we love them so much. And it's not really changed from that early days, apart from we've taken out the wine bit, because naturally I'm pregnant now, but also we record at 9 a.m. It's just not the way. We can't be drinking wine all day long.
I mean, it's 5 p.m.
So we've changed it to Wednesdays. It's just evolved as we've evolved, but like it stayed the same. We talk about dilemmas, we catch up, we gossip, we talk about public affairs, like all of those things. But in your question, we do sometimes have to hold things off to the podcast, which is really hard, actually.
Yeah, because you just want to tell your friends something, you're like, oh my God, and you're like, oh no, wait, just hold that thought.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's great, and it's, we get to sit in that hour and just gossip. So either I just have to hold out another 24 hours to tell her what I want to tell her.
You've now also done a bunch of red carpets as well. What was the first one you guys did?
The first one we did was Willy Wonka.
Oh my God, what a one to start with.
What a one to start with. Timothée Chalamet. He was unbelievable. And it was on the coldest night of the year. And I didn't anticipate, I just like pictured myself doing the red carpet and posing, not that I had to stand out there for 5 hours. So I was in literally no clothes and like 7-inch heels, and I actually think I might have had frostbite.
Oh my God, honestly, when I did the BAFTAs, we were all like art on the film, not TV.
Because the TV's hot.
TV's hot.
Cold, yeah.
There's no in between.
I know.
It's just freezing, or like, what's the opposite of freezing? Boiling.
Boiling. The TV one was boiling.
The TV one was boiling.
I had sweat dripping down my face.
We were. It was melting. When were you guys like approached to do them? Like how easily did you agree to doing it?
I think like hosting for both of us is like a massive passion. Like we love it, and to do it together is like so fun. Like I love the getting ready and the glam and the pictures, and then choosing the outfit, and then team that with sort of the live aspect is like so fun and so exciting, and like it's just so much adrenaline. And so when we got asked to do that, it was like an immediate we were like, this is amazing. And then we did it and we loved it. And then we've been really lucky to be asked back a couple of times to do other things.
I've seen you guys at the Brits as well.
Yeah, that
Bridget
was amazing.
Jones.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you like find the actual presenting of it? Are you like prepping in advance? Do you have like an earpiece? What are you doing?
We there is an earpiece for like the movie premieres because we'll have to know who's coming down the carpet. So like if Hugh Grant is at the top, we'll have to swap our cards to Hugh Grant's card. But like there's no prep. There's sort of like we riff it all, like particularly with the Brits. There's just no prep, and that's kind of just what Jamie and I are like. Jamie refuses to prep, which is actually a real issue, because there has been occasions where we have been given sort of a script and I'll stick to the script and he's just gone completely off script, which then when it comes to my part, I'm like, I have no idea where I am now because you've talked about something completely different. So I've had to adapt and just go with we meet in the middle. There's a little bit of like following the script, but a lot of it is improv.
God, that would stress me out, having someone like, because then you're like, oh, wait, hang on, we're at this part here now.
No, it's hard.
But does he just like, do you both just like, does he just like know everyone? He's just like, oh yeah, just chat to everyone, it'd be fine.
He has like a superpower where he could talk to anyone and know everything about them. I don't understand how he does it. Whereas I just feel more comfortable when I have like a little bit of background, like some notes in front of me. Like he probably would prefer not to have any sort of cue cards, whereas I'm like, give me the cue cards, please.
It's just nice to have a little security blanket.
100%, there's nothing wrong with it. That's what they're there for.
Literally. You and Jamie obviously work together a lot. How do you separate Jamie and Sophie, the work power couple, and how do you separate Jamie and Sophie, who are just on TV watching Saturday night TV at home together?
This was like kind of a transition as we've like, because I guess we've been working together for like 3 years now. I think at the beginning it was hard. We didn't really switch off. Like there was no line. But as we've sort of got more job opportunities into them, we're working more together, we really realize that like when we're off, like we should really be off. So if we are at home, like we don't talk about work, so we will only talk about it in sort of working hours. I know that sounds ridiculous, but like if we went on holiday, like we are not mentioning work. And like if we're watching a movie, he's not asking me like, so what are you gonna say to this person tomorrow? Because he could do that, but I don't like that. I do need to have like downtime and like switch off for it.
And you guys obviously talk about your relationship quite a bit, but how do you decide, okay, we're not bringing that into the podcast, or how do you decide that?
We're still getting I don't think we do decide that. I wish we did.
Okay.
I sit in the podcast, and he brings it all up, and I say no, and I pray that I will get listened to. But the thing is with newlyweds and now nearly parents, it became successful because we were raw and honest. And at first I found that really scary, and I was like, this is way too honest, like this is way too open. But seeing people's response to it, I'm like, okay, people are obviously desperate for that. Like that we all live on social media. My Instagram is a pristine portrayal of my life. I'm posting all my nicest angles and my nicest outfit and my nicest shot on the nicest day. And so it's nice to have that platform and that space on the podcast where we are real and we are really honest, and like there isn't really anything that we don't say. And I think our listeners have been so supportive that we owe it to keep giving them that.
Yeah, because I think that's the thought we've been missing last year. People do really want to know the real, especially with like celebrity couples. You're like, okay, how much of this is actually true? And like with you guys, it does obviously seem, and it is obviously so genuine, but it must be hard to then be like, actually, no, Jamie, keep that back. We're not going to say that. Have there been times when you've been like, no, that's not going in the edit? Yeah,
but they've stayed in the edit, and I've heard myself crying in the edit, being like, cut this out, and it stayed in the edit, which has led to arguments at home. And that that doesn't happen as much anymore, because I also am more open, and like there's just like certain barriers. But I mean, the worst has been out there, so it can't go much worse than talking about my bowels, I don't think.
No.
No. And like it can't go. That's out there.
That is
well to see.
That's true.
So I'm now like I'm starting on like fresh ground because the worst is done. That's the way I see it.
Now you've got like pregnancy and
I know
birth.
I know.
fun stuff.
I'm scared. I'm really scared for what that entails. But no, I think, you know, he also, surely he respects my boundaries with that. It's a very private thing. And although we are like, our podcast will show a lot of it and speak about a lot of it, like, I don't expect him to like have a camera in every scan, you know, in areas that people like. That's just like, that's the boundary.
You're not going to do like the Kourtney Kardashian where she gives birth to Mason on the screen.
No.
Like, did you used to watch the Kardashians when they do that?
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I can't, like, they'd never do that now, but I'm just like,
and Kourtney's so private now, it's crazy.
Yeah, but you just see her like pulling Mason out.
So many people online do upload their birth videos, and I think it's amazing, and kudos to you. And like, maybe I will, I don't know, but you know, it's not something I imagine myself doing, but equally, like, I think it's incredible that people do.
Yeah.
And if I fancy doing it,
it's your
you best believe I'm going to be doing it. I don't know.
You guys don't get, you're beloved by the country, but you also occasionally get some like negative comments. Do you guys look at it? How do you handle that?
I don't look at it, and that comes back from like the Made in Chelsea days. I'll never forget my first episode I went on Twitter. I was like, what's everyone saying about me? Oh my God, I'm on the TV. And I went on, and it was just like all about my looks, and they were so horrible. And I was 23, and I was just like, and I don't know how at that age, it was quite mature looking back at it. I was like, never again. Like, don't ever look at that. And so since then, I've never ever subjected myself to it. So I don't read the Daily Mail. Sometimes I will come across the TikTok comments, and they can be mean.
Yeah. TikTok comments are like savage for just like anything.
They're really mean. People really, it's a lot. But I just think, for me, it's not worth it. Like, it's not worth it. I know what it does to sort of like my morale.
Yeah.
And like my happiness, and I just would rather not. Jamie, on the other hand, like, I don't know whether it's like a protective mechanism or like he actually genuinely finds it funny, but he will find it funny and like read all the comments and laugh at them. And often he'll be like, Sophie, look what they're saying about you, it's so funny. I'm like, don't want to hear it. Yeah. I live in ignorance. Like, I don't want to know.
Yeah, I think there is like a power in looking at them and almost being like, this is ridiculous, you're so like, who are you to even say this about me? But I can imagine every day that could be
it wears you down.
Grating.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys get offered like so many different products individually and together. How do you decide what you say yes to?
Well, we're really lucky, and I think everyone in this industry, in this world, is like, it's so wild, like the amount of stuff that is on offer, and it's I'm so grateful, and I'm so whatever. But for me, unless I use it and I know I'm going to naturally promote it for that person, so I'm going to talk about it on the podcast, or I'm going to you know, wear it and they're going to see me, or I'm going to be wearing the jewelry, like, I won't accept it, because otherwise it's not good for that brand. It's a waste of their money, because they're not getting any, you know, promotion from it, and it's like a two-way street. Like, they're a business too. So unless it's something that I wear and I love and I organically would buy anyway, I don't accept things.
I feel like people can sense as well when something's like, people are so savvy now, and they know exactly. Obviously Jamie has done his mega marathon. Would you do anything similar?
I would love to do a challenge for charity, and I would love to get involved more with charity. And I've just started working with Age UK, which is really exciting. But I don't know about.
I mean, maybe not right now.
5 ultra marathons. The thought of it makes me feel physically sick.
I don't know how. Like,
no, it was a lot. It was like I mean, everyone saw a lot of it documented, but behind the scenes, it was like, it was a lot. I couldn't top that, but I would love to do something to give back. The whole country coming together, incredible.
Were you really worried before you did it?
Sick with worry. I was so sick with worry until the very last second.
Oh, bless you.
It was like, he didn't see me or speak to me for 5 days. Even when I was, you know, in the breaks, when he was getting sort of the physio and I'd be stood on the side, he like couldn't see who I was. Like, he was so out of it.
Yeah.
That he was just like, whereas Jamie's like an incredibly needy, emotional guy. And I was like expecting him to be like, I need you. And like, he was just like, and I was like, oh, this isn't good. But he did so well.
I feel like that's the thing with running. That sometimes you finish it and you're literally like, what is going on?
Yeah, I think the mental resilience, like, you have to switch off something to be able to get through that.
Yeah.
But it was incredible.
maybe what could you do? Like a Pilates challenge for like
Yeah, just plank for
plank
5
for
solid
5 days.
Maybe I'll do that.
Okay, what can like rowing? I'm trying to think.
I
what is
would
it?
like to do something. I don't know what it is. Like,
Yeah.
I would like to do something like outdoorsy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not good in like the cold, so I'd like to challenge myself, like going to a cold place, like
Yeah.
a massive hike or something. Like, it is something I want to do.
Are you good with
explore.
heights?
No, terrified of heights. Absolutely petrified of heights.
God.
I always think the jungle when I look at that. I'm like, I simply couldn't, because I couldn't jump off like that high thing they have to do.
Would you rather do than Big Brother or something? Or I'm a Celeb?
Not Big Brother. Not Big Brother. Not for me. I would not survive a day.
It should be like, it's just so, have you guys?
No, but I'm like not good with cabin fever. Like,
Yeah,
kudos to those people.
It's a lot. At least in I'm a Celeb, you're like out in nature. At
I
least that's
agree.
free. Just a massive jump.
The jump and the rats, scary, but
The
everything
rats.
else.
Oh.
Everything else is breeze.
Rice and beans, fine. One last question. Work-wise, life-wise, what are you excited for next?
Life-wise, we are moving into our house this week, which
Oh my
is
gosh.
all sorts of fun and stressful and exciting.
Yeah.
And then obviously having our baby. I'm really excited for that and just like so grateful and just so happy. And work-wise, growing Jampot, we've just rebranded the podcast from newlyweds to nearly parents. I literally am like so bad at promoting it because I can't even get the name right.
It's a little bit of it's not a mouthful, but it's like
nearly newly.
No.
But we've rebranded that, so it's really exciting. It's given it a really new like lease of life and just exploring that, and we've got some really fun things coming up with that and just growing the other podcast, like I said.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been so fun.
It's so nice to have you in here, and good luck with everything. Can't wait to see the baby pic. Will you do baby pic? Will you share pictures of the baby?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I need to see. I think you need to see. You can't make those decisions until like you're in that moment, and it's hard to say.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.